You might think that having a brand sponsor is the dream. Getting paid to talk about a product, wearing a free outfit, plugging a bit of tech, or linking something in your bio and making money for it. And yeah, I've lived that dream. And I've worked with music tech brands, software companies, music distributors, playlisting companies, and more. I've had brands pay me hundreds of pounds to mention them in a video or shout them out on social media. And I'm grateful for all of them. But this video is about why I fired every single one of my brand sponsors. But more importantly, how you can get your first brand sponsorship without needing 100,000 followers and without selling out. And so this is the exact system that I now use. It's the playbook to go from influencer to authority in your space. And obviously, most musicians dream of being sponsored, but they've never actually asked themselves two important questions. One, why do I need this brand to sponsor me? And two, what's in it for them? Because if you want a brand to pay you, you need to give them something in return. And it's not just good music. You have to give them influence. The word influencer literally stems from your ability to influence other people's behavior, to make someone sign up, click the link in your bio, or trust your recommendation. And so the first rule is that you don't get a brand sponsor until you can influence a buying decision. And so let me break it down to you in my own journey. Like I used to promote products all the time. Symphony OS, one of the best AI Facebook ads tools. DistroKid, I used it for years before I started my own distro company. Booking Agent IO, Playlist Supply, Radio Promo, all of them I got mad love for. And they trusted me with my own affiliate links and sponsorships. Even and unheard as well, like they came to me directly because of the value that I bring artists. And at one point, I was the #3 affiliate in the world of people referring clients to Symphony. But then I stopped. You know why? Because I don't want to sell at artists. I want to serve them first. And so I don't want to promote tools to random strangers, making you sign up for something before you've even worked with me and got some value out of me. So now I only introduce these tools to artists after they become a client. Because once I've changed your life, but then and only then can I show you to partners who have tools to make life even easier. And that little shift changed everything. I am my own brand sponsor. And so that's when I ended every public brand sponsorship. And so let me talk to you about how you can land a partner. All right. This is how you're going to get your very first brand sponsorship, the opportunity for a company to pay you money to post about them. Step number one, know your what and your why. You don't just say, I want Nike to sponsor me. You got to ask yourself, what do I stand for? What is my audience standing for? What do they want out of me? What brands naturally fit into my content? So let's just say you're showing production tutorials, maybe like Native Instruments or Playtronica or some music hardware would be ideal, right? So you can demonstrate in your tutorials how to use all the advanced features of their hardware. And then you are going to influence all the aspiring producers who want to learn the exact thing you demonstrated. So they'll buy the thing you were talking about. Let's say it cost £200-300 and you influence 10 people to spend £200-300, right? You created value for yourself. So the brand would very much be willing to not only give you a free bit of hardware, but also pay you to post about it. They're buying your influence from you, right? If you're into fashion, right? Pick a local streetwear brand first, not Nike, and show how you can style that exact, outfit for your EP photo shoot. Show how you can style those shoes for your headline show, right? Find a very creative way that you can make a hybrid between music and fashion. And so you're creating this little intersect that only you can fill. And if their brand values are all about culture, if their brand values are all about heritage from Jamaica or from Africa or from anywhere in the world, you can be that person who can fill the gap in their influence. And so number two, you want to make it easy for them to say yes. Like here's a real example. There's a brand called Spoke World. It's a hip hop meditation app. My wife actually showed it to me for the very first time. I loved it. Just without even knowing about the payment methodology, I loved it. And so I made a short video. Like I was at home on a Friday night and I made a video I closed my laptop. I picked up my phone. I tapped the Spoke World app. I went to a screen recording of the actual app itself. I chose a hip hop meditation, the mood I was into, and that kind of thing. I lit a candle behind me, and then I put down an apple tea, and then I started vibing out. But I didn't post the reel onto my grid. I actually posted it on my stories. The next morning, I woke up. Spoke had DM'd me. They'd followed me. They said, "We'd love to work. Can you transfer us that video? Can we post it?" And boom, just like that, your first brand sponsorship. It's because I made a great video, because I had an influence with my audience, and it's because I gave value before asking for money. The first thing I did was like, yo, I love this, would love to connect, be dope to hop on a call. Are you up for a Zoom or a Google Meet? So we picked the time, right? And your goal on the call isn't to pitch, it's to understand their brand. So you're going to ask yourself, like, oh, what are you guys working on? Like, what's been like the biggest thing you've achieved so far? What's your main objective working with influencers right now? And so you start talking, and the more you ask questions, they're going to love to talk about themselves. But eventually, out of the blue, they're going to ask you, so what do you do? How much do you charge? So you need an elevator pitch, a short, sharp, snappy sentence that says, I'm a music marketing coach and a social media strategist. I help artists run up 100,000 monthly listeners on their streams. Answer on the tip of your tongue, you know exactly what you're going to say. They don't care what town you're from. They don't care if you can't explain what genre of music you make. They don't care if you haven't got a snappy answer. You need this prepared and ready. When they say, how much do you charge? Don't say that you don't know. Don't give one number. In fact, never, ever, ever give a price. Instead, I want you to say, previous collabs that I've done have ranged between low price and high price, depending on the deliverables. So then they're going to ask, like, oh, what's the difference? Right? So you say, oh, right. So the low price is just a reel, but the high price is a reel and some stories. And I do the same on TikTok, and I do a little bit on YouTube too. And do you need me to come down to your event? You start asking all these questions like that they've brought up. And so the price matches the workload. The more editing you have to do, the more they have to pay. And if you've got a copy of my 100K Hitmaker system, there's a whole module all about monetizing your music. And inside that one page called Your First Brand Sponsorship, there's an exact proposal deck that I've made in Canva, how you can make your first brand sponsorship, put it into a beautiful presentation and send that along with an email script, exactly what to say on that email, and so much more. And all of that is linked down below in the description. Your email is going to literally thank them for their time. You're going to say how much you enjoyed learning about them and their brand. You're going to give them a range of options and say, look, you asked how much it would cost to work together. Here's a bit more information and some thoughts about the types of concepts I could create. Let me know what you think. You want to make it clear that you're flexible, but you also want to value yourself. Never accept free products only without the bag to go with it. And so I say all this to say that your first brand sponsorship is one good video and one DM away. But remember, don't chase brands for clout. Don't sell out your audience. Don't ruin the relationship you have with your followers for this. Focus on building influence, and your sponsors will follow you. And if you want my pitch deck, the outreach emails, the brand checklist, and everything you need, let me know. If you want a copy of the 100K Hitmaker system, it's down in the link below. And so to all my brand sponsors, I love you. It's been an honor to work with you. But right now, I got to focus on all about helping musicians.